first, the film camera I was given last year, and the person who gave it to me, he says that he was cleaning out his uncle's garage, and his uncle gave him his camera, but since he's not much of a camera guy, but I am, he was very kind enough to give me this camera kit. So here you can see that there's more accessories. So the kit comes with 4 lenses. The one included with the body, this one, this one, this one. And also it comes with a case, which is a filter case, which I'll show later. And then some old kind of like stuff here, wipes, which I don't think they work, and the old classic remote trigger. So I'll show you how that works later. And also that's the original strap to carry the camera. This particular thing, I bought this. So this is a earth adapter for these lenses to fit into my Sony Alpha camera. And so this, I carry it just so I can use the lenses on my modern Sony 6500 camera. So let me just go put myself back. Okay, now I will kind of go over much of the stuff here, and look, you know what, it's my mic, sorry, just so I can speak more clearly, hopefully that works. Alright, okay, so this camera, it is one considered like a economical camera for people who want to get into SLR cameras back in the 80s or 90s. I think this particular one is like 1980s. So this is a Chinon's are Japanese cameras. Consider like them as the cheaper side of a Minolta camera or a Nikon camera, which I do have a Nikon Model F, which I will showcase sometime later. So this is like, for example, if you want to get into photography, SLRs in the 80s, but most of the cameras are at that time of this kind really pricey. This is considered a good entry level. So this one, this lens, you kind of have to screw it on. So I'll show you right now. I'll screw this. It's not like you press a button and it clicks. You have to manually screw these. So this is how one of the lenses look. I think this is more of the kit lens that it comes with. And see, this is an SLR, meaning that it has a single lens reflex. So that's what it is. I will keep this off so that way I can put this on. So the other lenses that I have here, these, as I mentioned earlier. And so most of these lenses, they have their own purpose. Some of them are to zoom, and this is actually the battery. That it just tells you that there's a battery in it. So, because if you look inside, well, I don't know if you can, but there's a needle on the side. And when you look at it and you half press the shutter, it's gonna show you the shutter speed that's gonna shoot on if you set it to automatic. So right now it's gonna shoot at like 500 of a second. So that's that. Okay, now continue what I was trying to say. So we're just gonna demonstrate the different lenses on this camera, and then I'll release the shutter just so you can see. It's pretty kind of loud, so just for ASMR's sake, I'm not gonna really mess with the shutter. So let's start with this one. It's a zoom lens. So all of these lenses are made in Japan. And again, you have to screw it on like it's a rifle somewhere. I don't know. But, so once you hit it, you kind of think. For some reason, this has the ability to auto adjust the aperture. I don't know. I just usually like keeping it in a manual because I just like it like that. So back in the old days, some lenses you would have to manually kind of like adjust the barrel itself, so it's not gonna protrude like most camera zoom lenses do. Like this one just stays the same length, but inside is where the lens zooms. So I take a picture of you. Like, I don't know how good this focus is. That's the thing. I don't know the focus on this. It's kind of weird. Anyways, I don't really mess with this lens, but it's good to have. It's not a Canon, it's just a lens cap that is. I don't know what's the particular brand on this. So all these lenses has UV filters on. Oh, it is. Here's the brand. It's a Tokina RNC 80 to 200 millimeter zoom lens. So I'm reattach my lens filter. Okay. Now to remove it, just unscrew it. So put that back. So now the next lens is this particular one. I don't know what kind of lens this is, because it has zoom. I think it's actually, I don't know. Let's put it on. I don't really mess with these lenses as much because I don't really mess with this camera at the most. Let me just put this on. See what's up. Okay, so this is how it looks. Okay. I accidentally copied it. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I'll just keep it on. So if I were to remove the UV filter, I probably use the most meaty kind better. I don't think so. No, it doesn't have it. Oh, it's on the sides. I thought it was the filter and engraving stuff. So the brand is a Imperial Auto Zoom. It is from 2.5 to 3.5 to 16, aperture 28 to 80 millimeter. shots as inscripted here. And then you can do a ratio of 1/6 or 1/5 zoom adjustments or offset, something like that. And then this is where you can zoom. So, yeah. Alright, just for an example, I'll take a picture of you. And, oh, I had a model. Okay. It has a timer. I just realized this little knob here. It's just to set the timer. I think it's 10 seconds. I'm not gonna play with that. So I'm trying to figure out what this other stuff, like this button does. I know this is for a flash. So that's that lens. What else did we looked into? Oh, right. Let me show you this. So this other one I think is a prime lens. And this particular prime lens, it is from this other brand. Let me just screw it in and then I'll look into the brand and its specs. Sorry if it's loud. For your liking, I know some people don't mind like sudden bumps or like clicks. I'm a particular person that doesn't like the sudden jolts of noise. Okay, so this camera, it is a Riken, I don't know what that is. It's kind of hard to read. It is a prime lens, and I think, I don't know, it tells me the millimeter. Oh, it's a 24 millimeter lens, 2.8 aperture. And all these lenses, apparently, they all have automatic apertures. Just imagine back in the day, most of the stuff were mechanical. It's kind of cool to see an automatic feature on these mechanical cameras. So, cool. So, that's that. Look here. So you can see the numbers. And it doesn't have zoom, so because it's a prime lens. Prime lens don't zoom. It's what it is. Okay. So we looked into that. Let me just put the cover back. And then I'll show you the last lens that goes with this camera, which is, I think, the kit lens of it. Not just the aesthetics of this lens. So, yeah, this is a kit lens, I think, because this is Chinon. So it has this so-called hood. It's a rubber hood. It makes this vignetting look into your photos. I don't really like it because the vignetting on the picture is kind of too drastic. So just put this to the side so that way I can make room to show you the accessories, such as the different lens filters. So this lens filter, there's more actually here. I'll bring them out. Oops. Let me just put this back. Actually, I'll just leave it like this. So these are different lens filters. Damn, helicopter. Wait for it to pass. Oh, while it passes, let me just open some of these. Okay. Oops. I touched it. My fingers touched it. Okay, let's just start with this lens. It is a Mirage lens. So I don't know if I can demonstrate it with the camera. It just has this half that is a Mirage, and it's, I think, a very cool manual filter. It's like products, like they come in very nice little cases for it. So, for example, like this next one, I don't know what this is, but it came with this kit, like lens kit here. This is, I think, a pinhole lens filter, and I think it's just to show that the center thing part of the picture is like in focus, and then the outer area is like out of focus. Maybe, I don't know what. I'll just put it on just so you can see how it looks. Oh, so that's how it looks. Well, I haven't caught the camera, so I'll just leave it like that. So that's this filter. Don't know what the name of it is. So I'll put this back here in its case. Now I'm gonna show you the extravagant little camera filter lens kit. Okay. So it comes in this nice little leather pouch. I think it's leather. Like that old 80s smell. Let me put this back so I have more room to show you the filters. This is the last thing I'll show, but put it to the side here. So, opening up. Gotta be a little easy on it. Opening it up, you will see different filters. I think there's six. And most of them are just color filters. So I don't know how back in the day the color filters were used. Actually, I forgot to mention this. Came with this instruction manual, or not a manual, but just to tell you what the different filters do. So, as you can see here, effects of filters. For example, orange creates strong contrast for red and yellow, which are rendered lighter than seen with the naked eye against other colors. So if I were to get the what the, I don't think I have orange. I just realized that, but I do have yellow, red, this bluish looking one, and green. But it has this little reference sheet. Pretty neat. So here are the different lenses. I just have to be careful not to drop them. Okay, so the first one. This particular one is called cross screen. So cross screen, aka the starburst effect on modern lenses. So what it does is that if you were to go take a picture of a light source like a bulb, or if you go to some body of water and it's sunny outside and those reflections of the sun bounces off the water, what this does, it makes like streaks of lines out of that shininess. So it makes it look like a starburst effect. But the official name for this is called cross screen. But yeah. And this other one here. It is an old-fashioned ND filter. So this is an old-fashioned ND filter. Or I think, I don't know. I think it has a this accessory is this remote trigger. I'll say remote. So this is used if you are taking pictures with a slow shutter speed, maybe like 1, 2, 4 seconds or a bulb, and you have this attached to a tripod, and you don't want to like trigger it directly to the camera, because if you do, it's gonna cause the camera to shake a bit if you apply pressure into the trigger on the body. So what this does, it makes this the trigger lighter, so that way it just directly applies the trigger for you without having to apply force on the body. So that way your luminol light, it is doing it remotely. So yeah, that's what it does. And then it just screws up to this hole right here, and directly to the shutter. Just lock it up. Okay, cool. And then just open it to reset the counter. And yeah, that's pretty much it with this lens kit. This again my first film camera lens kit that kickstarted my film journey last year. I was gonna show you how this kind of like attaches to a lens. So for example, I want to use this lens on my modern Sony camera. All you have to do is attach this, and then on my Sony camera, that's it. It's just an adapter. I don't know since there's this much depth to it, I don't know how that offsets the actual like millimeters of the distance to the sensor. I don't know. So when you're using these lenses on the modern Sony camera, everything's all manual. Zoom, focus, aperture, shutter speed. Because there's no electronics connecting to this to let the camera know what setting it's on. It's all manual, baby. Okay. So that's pretty much it with this lens kit. So putting it back, there's like the low base here. It's like a 2-tier level like shelf here. Okay. Let me just. This is my Chinon kit. And just putting it back here. Hopefully using one of these things. I tend to not I'm not fond with the quality of the lens of this. It makes the pictures kind of come too soft for my liking. Still nice, but that's cool. Forgot to tuck in the strap. Okay, so I don't know what happened to the lock key, but I never locked it. And so this is